this team, but we'll see if they can pull it off. You talked about it, reset city across the board, but will they be able to keep it all on lockdown? We should see a little bit of a different game out of Taco, I would imagine. He's going to try to get all that farm off early and maybe go in for that level 3 play if he can. But Faith versus Minji is the matchup I'm going to have my eye on this one. On the LeBlanc pick up against the Ahri, the signature pick of his opponent. Will Faith be able to find an advantage here? And will Impunity be able to find an answer after game number 1, or will it be a 2-0 for Megabank Beyond Gaming?
I have to say, overall, I do like Beyond Gaming's draft a bit more. Winning mid-jungle in most cases does mean that you can have an easier path towards the late game here, and this comp very much has sort of the late game 5v5 in mind, which is not your typical Beyond Gaming comp. Like, it's really rare to see Liang go into something like the Gragas. He's usually a fighter. He's only played 5 champions in the regular split, and I don't think Gragas is... you wouldn't consider that sort of a Liang champion. But
not at all.
Yeah, it's a really good comp from Beyond Gaming because they have so much good burst prevention. They have the Tahm Kench here, and they have 2 tanky front lines, and then the mid jungle is basically impossible to catch. So I see Impunity as having to win both of these lanes, both side lanes, and also get Viego somewhat snowballed in the early game to really stand a chance.
Well, they can do all those things if Taco can get in and help set up the kills, but that's going to be tricky. Husha should be able to out-pressure the Viego early on, and that has been kind of a specialty of him throughout most of this split anyways, an early game jungler if there ever was one. But we are off to the races here. Quiet going to open up with a couple of auto on a couple of skills as well on. Meanwhile, Kino actually opening up onto Blaze, forcing the flash away as Wako is not too far behind. They do have the Ignite following through, but he dodges out the Deadly Plumage. And oh boy, Beyond Gaming, despite having less poke, are just outputting the damage.
That's the thing about Zilean early on. He doesn't really have a great tool to dissuade people from just walking up on your AD carry. Kino finds the Tongue Lash, is just willing to walk in onto Blaze and get his flash earlier on. So if I'm looking at this situation, that means Impunity pretty much have their eggs on the Quiet Basket. Ooh.
Yeah, they do. And Wako's just able to easily sidestep away from the time bomb. Blaze is just getting punished in this lane. Last time around, it was a lot more of an even matchup, but now we're starting to see the Beyond Gaming 2v2 really assert itself.
Yeah, the first buy from Xayah typically isn't all that strong. You really need the Serrated Dirk to start pushing out this lane a bit. And the Zilean here, just early levels, I feel like Zilean is an incredibly weak champion. Just too easy to dodge out on his time bombs. Your chances of stunning anyone are incredibly low. And now we do have the standard 4 camp into bot lane 3-3 versus 2-2 gank here. There is a minion wave though, so if Impunity are aware of this, they should be standing behind their minion wave more towards the bottom side of the lane. See if they can.
He's just patient though. This wave's gonna end pretty soon. Kralix and Blaze backing up under tower, but they might just get pincered. Here comes the Kench end! It's a nice setup, but do they have the damage? They certainly do. Kino pops on the gray health to soak, but he just miscalculates a little bit of the tower distance and ends up going down in a 1-for-1 trade. Still favoring Beyond with who they got the kills on, but let's see if that's going to change right now. Taco up in the top side, forcing Liang pretty low under tower is Quiet, but he's a little out of mana here. I don't know if they can follow through on the dive.
Yeah, Quiet needs to come in here right now. Let's see. Oh, Shock Blast misses. That should mean they have to call it off.
Yeah, miss Shock Blast. You can't quite get the grasp off there, so unfortunately that's going to be swing and a miss. But 1-to-1 in kills. First blood goes the way of Beyond, and it's Wako that picks it up. That's critical. Husha coming up to the top here too, and Quiet, if he doesn't see this coming, he could be in trouble.
Yeah, I don't think Quiet knows about this. He's still staying around. Oh, he even walks forward for the minion.
Steps right into it there, and Husha just gets the full combo off onto him. He's going to have to knock away the jungler, and that does start to equalize things a little bit here. A lot of free pressure from Husha.
And you really need to pay attention to how this mid lane is doing as well. Minji actually off to the races. We don't really see this from Minji, but in this matchup specifically, he does find the lead here. And with the bot lane playing without summoners, you kind of know what that means. It's just going to be a lot of bot lane pressure here. I do expect Beyond Gaming to cut through the red side for Impunity and try to find those ganks underneath tower. Here comes the Gravitum into the CC chain.
2v2's under their own tower here. Wako does take a little bit of poke on the return damage, but Blaze and Kralix are going to be forced back. They're going to bring Taco through the lane for the gank play. Will it work out this time around? There are no Beyond wards in these lane brushes, so this will be blind here for the Beyond Gaming side.
Their only crowd control is really the Blade Caller. It's going to be very difficult to land here. Taco does have his flash, but the wave is pushing in. I feel like this is more of a defensive call than anything else. Oh, he's actually going to go for it.
They want to commit, but this is going to be a 3v3. Here comes Husha. Going to be spotted, and instantly they get the stun down on, and waiting for that channel to go through. They find Kino, but will they be able to take the fight? Because Husha goes in to set up the kill for Wako. That is going to be answered back, though, onto Kino. Kralix, though, is already going to be a dead man. Just a few more hits is all it was going to take, so the trade goes in favor of Beyond once again.
Very clean 2-for-1 trade here by Beyond Gaming, and I just felt like that play was so hard to actually make work. Leon,
Oh, quiet! The flash play! Leon was trying to get a little fancy, but it looks like for the second time, no! Leon denies him with the barrel bop!
Oh, he's able to kite out until the cooldown comes back around and turns around and just kills Quiet. That was so close. Two auto attacks from Quiet, and he would have secured the kill. It was a great move to flash out on the explosive cask to get the extra HP. We're going to watch this trade again. As we said, Aphelios over Jinx usually means a gank-heavy bot lane strategy. Gravitum flash in for the play. The crowd control chain is just too hard to land for Impunity, so they can't get onto the target of their choice. They lose 2 right off the bat, and then Disaster strikes in the top side as well. So going back to the drawing board, we said for Impunity, this is a snowball comp, and they have to win in the side lanes. Unfortunately for them, it just hasn't happened.
Nah, and it was so close for Quiet there. He could see that he was going to get another solo kill, and Leon just denies him this time. Great play to bait it out. Nice bamboozle on that. Faith getting a little bit in trouble, but he does get the charm off onto Minji. Still doesn't trade out as well as he would have liked, and yeah, you know, I mean, Faith has had a lot of trouble against a lot of mid laners in this split, and I'm starting to feel like this mid lane's a bit of a hand stiff.
Well, it is a bit of a matchup diff as well, so, you know, it's definitely kind of hard for the Ahri. This is the point where I feel like Impunity can start moving around a little bit more. I feel like if they get pushed in too much in this bot lane, LeBlanc's not going to do that much damage to your tower, so I would want to see Faith just... Whoop. Oh!
Okay, wow, into the combo! Leong is trying to style right now, but he's got to be careful. Quiet can still do some serious damage, but he's running towards the wrong tower. Both junglers in hot pursuit, and Leong is going to finish off the kill without the help of Husha, who turns his attention immediately for Taco.
You'll love to see that play coming in from the Gragas right there. Putting down the Q, making sure you get max damage, and then bopping your opponent right on top with the explosive cast. That was so well executed by Leong. The geometry included there, Blaze.
Oh, no geometry required for this one, although Wako is taken very low, and Faith is able to finish off the kill. Kino bailing out, but it's going to be trouble right now, and he's going to be able to get away, but man, not before losing his carry.
And this is what we wanted to see in the bot side, at least a trade back here. You can see Leon sets up the Q right on top of the minion wave, and then does the bot back, the angle calculations there, the timing on the Q, absolutely beautiful. And Quiet kind of knows he's a dead man, can't really run away from this one, doesn't even need the help of Husha, unable to dodge from the body blast. And we do have a little bit of a trade here. Beyond Gaming, they do lose their bot laners in Wako at the very least, but in the meantime, they also do pick up the Herald.
Yeah, being able to trade that at the very least certainly gives them something to work with. Beyond finding themselves with just shy of a 1,000 gold lead, as the kills have been a little bit more back and forth this time around. Critically where they are, too, it's not exactly on the carries you would want. Outside of Wako, you know, Husha's got 2 kills, which is going to help him get to his core drinker faster, but Leong, you don't really want the kills on the Gragas necessarily, but those have all been hard-earned, I suppose, so it is good to keep quiet down, and Hoosh is looking to do just that. He sends him away with the Sonic Wave. Warning shot.
Bot lane here could be in trouble for Beyond Gaming. A lot of people converging on this bottom lane, and Quiet has so far done such a good job at just kiting this wave out and making sure the wave can never hit the tower. He's even out trading against Leon.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. Meanwhile, Taco, instead of going all the way into bottom, decided he's going to stop for a dragon. It's actually a very late, early Drake, as the Cloud just hadn't been looked at by either team, but it's not going to necessarily be the safest as the rest of the team is there, and oh, they don't see him. Okay, Taco taking the stealth back, actually going to turn his attention to Husha, and they're going to try and get the kill, but he is out safe, very slippery on this Lee Sin.
No chance for the catch right here, and I do expect Husha to still look for this Herald into the top side. A bit hard to get wave control in the other two lanes, so this should be just a full clear into top. And what Leon wants to do right now is just put as much damage as possible on Quiet. He still doesn't have the Vampiric Scepter for the Eclipse. That doesn't mean you can put a lot of damage on him. But in the meantime, Taco also sniffs this play out. They know that the most likely angle will be top. Oh!
And he might not live much longer right now, trying to bait this out. Oh, he flashes at the final second. Here comes Taco, but I think the play's already over unless Leon can bait this out. There we go! On to the Harrowed Path. Oh, Leon trying to truffle shuffle his way to freedom. Still holds on to the flash if he needs it, but flashing forward into the Spectral Maw, and Taco is going to get some revenge for his top laner.
Really nicely done once again by Taco on predictions. And we do see some trades here in the mid lane. It seems like Husha is getting a little bit impatient with this Herald and is just like, Leon, if you're going to do that, not finish off the kill, I'm just going to drop it somewhere else. This time, seeing the Zilean mid lane, they're going to cut everything off and head straight for the bot. This is a 4v1 situation. Impunity, they were just starting to win this bottom lane, but now Beyond Gaming are just going to change tacks and take all of that advantage away.
Yeah, better rotations at this point. That's going to be the first brick down bottom with the Shelly Pop, and not a lot Impunity can do about that. A huge amount of vision invested to really line that one up, too, but kind of a dead giveaway once Kralik showed in mid.
Yeah, that was a beautiful response from Beyond Gaming. They know that the jungler is in the top side because Viego did take down the kill against Gragas, so they move all of their pieces in the bot lane. They know they're going to have an extra member. They wave clear for the mid as well. And that's just a lot of the experience coming to show forward by Beyond Gaming. I really love that rotation. And that just shuts down both side lanes right now. So you do still have the Taco win con. He is 2-0-0 with Chrono Shift to back him up. But the team fights are still going to be incredibly rough. He has to have probably the best performance of this entire season to carry everything on his shoulders.
It's definitely asking a lot, but I think Taco has had some pop-off performances. So of all the players on this squad to try to rely on in a pinch, I think it makes a lot of sense. So Kralik's forced to burn his flash as he face checks a brush in the middle of the river. Oh boy.
Do have the Herald up in 145, but Beyond Gaming are coming in here to collect the top lane here.
That's the double bombs.
They're going to need double bomb into the Spectral Maw to chain up enough crowd control for the kill right here. Still very difficult, but Kino is taking a weird path. That's one bomb. Can they find the second?
Taco just gets licked for all of his trouble. You can see Beyond looking to try and finish off that top tower. Wako trading out with Blaze here. The top Kralix is on there. They look for that double bomb, just miss it, as Wako is able to dash his way to freedom. Meanwhile, Kino into the back line. Going to be cut off by Kralix, but Kino wants a snack for himself, and that is going to be the Chrono Shifted Zaya. What can they get done here? Meanwhile, on the bottom, the top laners continue to trade out with one another. 14 minutes past, no more plates for anybody in this game, and Beyond have certainly had their share, a little bit more than Impunity.
Wako trying to bait a little too much, but they still find one anyway.
Whoa. Minji takes a lot of damage on the back of it, but they turn their attention once more. Can Taco be the one they're looking for here as he stays alive just a little bit longer than Minji, but he will get equalized on the back half, and Wako just throwing those chakrams out left, right, and center. Husha keeping everybody locked down, and the rest of his team was already on the retreat path, so he feeds it right back into Faith. Meanwhile, Quiet and Leon are just still trading bot.
This game's getting kind of crazy. I actually feel like Beyond Gaming mechanically didn't play very well in those last two fights. Wako took half of his HP bar. You saw Tom Kench miss the abyssal dive right there into just a chrono shift trade. And then Husha just follows up by a free kill onto Ari. I feel like Impunity might be feeding just a few too many kills over... to Beyond Gaming are feeding a couple too many kills over to Impunity here. If we see this fight again, it was very close for Taco. If he was able to survive just a little bit longer, it would have been Reset City. Husha goes in for really no reason at all here. We could see that the Featherstorm is just keeping everyone else away on the side of Beyond Gaming. And look at Fate. He's sitting at 3-0-0. Taco's at 2-1-2. Those are the members that should not have gotten fed based on the Lee Sin and LeBlanc picks.
Big agree there. Taco does go down as they were chasing him, though. It opened up the gates for Faith to really get in on this one. And yeah, there's win conditions for Impunity. There's some chances in this now that they've both got some kills. They've both been able to show that they can execute. That's going to be a trade Herald for Dragon here, but this is a very, very slow Drake stack. In fact, for Beyond Gaming, this would only be their first Dragon of the game at 16 minutes. I'm curious to see what Impunity can do with this Herald. They may very well have an opportunity to open the game open for themselves.
It's definitely the case here, and if you look at Viego, how fed he is with the Divine Sunder, Beyond Gaming, they need that Ignite, they need that Grievous Wounds to actually keep him down. They will go for a Tower Dive in the meantime.
Okay, oh, quiet, there we go. Good flash on that one, dodging it out. But he still gets bopped in as he was a little too close for comfort. So while the gank squad was doing work, it is going to be a trade at least of the tower. Inner is under fire from Impunity, but perhaps they can get a secondary charge at a Shelly here, but they're going to have to get through Wako and Kino first.
Oh, what a big brain play from Liang. He still gets the full damage Q onto Quiet. Even after Quiet dodges out with the flash, he still falls victim. He dodges it out on the Everfrost. Still not enough. Oh, that was sad to see, but such a good play coming in from Liang.
Liang, I feel like Liang has just not gotten over the fact that he got outplayed last game.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to make up for it, like, over and over again here.
For sure. It's I think he has a chip on his shoulder, and to be honest, I feel like Liang's been very shaky this playoffs. You know, he's lost to Leaky in the solos, and he's also lost to Quiet too, so he has to get some of that reputation back. And now we have a 2v2 where I feel like Beyond Gaming are not actually favored in this one. Taco very fed at this point.
Yeah, it's a little dangerous to be tangling with Taco for sure. So as they try to contest a little bit more on that jungle, not a whole lot else for them to do at the moment, except to try to knock down the mid and top, which they haven't really been able to pull off. So as it stands 1-1 in towers, we have kind of a weird tempo for this game. It's been a little bit oddball, and you can definitely chalk some of that up to the Beyond Gaming choices of fights.
Oh, we have to watch this play again. This is so nice. Like,
we're getting the pro view version.
So well. Look at him. He dodges out on the body slam. He dodges out on the Everfrost and still gets killed by the geometry barrels right there. Oh,
I feel like Liang needs to pick up Vel'Koz at this point because he really has his angles on point.
Yeah, just beautiful stuff. And I have to say Gragas is kind of the champion that players from Taiwan in general are the most familiar with. You know, it's been Karsa's best champion throughout his career, and it's been like there was a huge streamer that loves to play Gragas and gets all of his angles down, and everybody was trying it at solo queue for so long that it just kind of is the natural go-to champion for a lot of these players here. Impunity coming in, and I think in the mid game they're actually stronger here.
Okay, Featherstorm, Wako actually getting isolated. Do they have the damage? Ooh. They do! And just really nice angles there as well. Impunity going to find an opening on this mid tower.
What is Beyond doing? That was such a free kill. None of the summoners used. Okay.
Explosive cast does come out. Resets the wave a little bit. Clears it out. Minji! Okay. Faith has got rooted down. Does take a little bit of a tower shot there. That's just a full-on 4v4 as they left Quiet pushing the wave down bottom. And yeah, this is Impunity making plays right now.
This is a very strong mid game. I think before Beyond Gaming really gets most of their tank items online, Impunity, they should have the damage to just burst through any target. So I give them the edge in terms of the 5v5. And This is such a weird game to watch because I just feel like Beyond Gaming kind of threw away most of their advantages on some very weird choices in skirmishing. And now Impunity, if they can ride this their strength here and set up on this Infernal Drake, I see a very clear path to a victory.
Yeah, it's very possible now. Impunity are going to have to hold on and keep making these good plays. For Beyond Gaming, they need to stop making the questionable ones. We have seen this squad thrive in skirmishes, but they've chosen some very poor ones this game. And also, their positioning really has been a little bit sus. Wako needs to be more careful there. He can't just rely on the Tom Kench Devour. Key ultimate burned if that happens. 20 minutes on the game clock, 7 kills apiece, and a 500 gold advantage for Impunity. Leon going to wrap around the side here. Let's look for that big barrel as they look to try and dive this onto Blaze and Kralix. They have to know this is coming! Okay. He takes a little bit of poke, but they get what they want. Beyond take down the mid-turret.
Really critical play here for Beyond Gaming. They do the cutoff, and I feel like Quiet, he was trying to buy an item here, picked up the top wave for an item power spike, but giving up on the 80 carry HP means that Beyond Gaming, they're going to have so much vision control coming into this area. I kind of doubt that that was the correct play here. Let's see if Impunity can make good use of this power spike from Quiet.
Yeah, Minji, oh man, he just gets a massive combo off on a Quiet down half his health bar. The charm onto the Gragas, but he runs the opposite direction since he can't walk through the pit. Meanwhile, though, that's a lot of burst that they're going to be able to put out over and over again. Quiet and Taco still taking a little bit low. Blaze goes into the Featherstorm. Husha's in the backline, causing havoc. They take down the Xayah now. Charm does land, but not onto the target they were hoping for. Impunity are battered and bruised, and they're going to have to walk away with a man down.
Well, Leon actually gave Impunity a lift right there. If that explosive cast didn't go through, I think that was 2 extra kills for Beyond Gaming. But they still win out massively here. Great play at just finding the poke from Minji. He catches out Taco once and then catches out Quiet twice. So beautiful stuff from him. And yeah, I just feel like the game plan here from Impunity was a little bit lackluster. They gave up vision for the item power spike, but they just didn't get any use out of Quiet whatsoever. You get caught out on the bottom side here. A little bit unfortunate for Liang as he sends the targets back here. But Beyond Gaming, they got everything they wanted.
Yeah. It's not the biggest betrayal we've seen in a Beyond versus Impunity game. You have to remember the last time these two teams met, there was a little bit of funky blast cone usage.
Oh, Impunity should have won that game.
That was
winning the entire way through, and then Quiet accidentally hit a blast cone, sent Taco to his death, and they lost Baron off of that.
Yeah,
it was so painful.
That might have been the Yakety Sax moment of the split for me, to be honest. It was, and it's just like it's one of those mistakes that it's on the surface small, but it costs you so much, and then it's just a tilter.
Definitely has been. Fake going in.
Oh, he really wants the kills right now. Does find quite a lot. The chrono shift is already on, but he wasn't actually very low yet. Meanwhile, Kralix, and you see the Quiet taken out immediately. It's so squishy. They were isolated on the back of it while everyone was dashing and jumping. Speaking of blazes as well, as Minji goes forward this time, Beyond Gaming just pick them apart. Yes, they lose Kino and Husha, but they take down some seriously priority targets.
3 for 2. Most importantly, Husha has been down, so the smite not there for them to find on the Baron pit here. And you know, that was really ballsy from Faith, but unfortunately he's not able to tag a carry with the charm right off of the play. So Beyond Gaming get a lot of time to shuffle their front line forward. Kino is the first one to drop in that team fight. We'll watch this again from Faith. He gets the rewind, extra speed up, but doesn't find the charm most critically. Only tags it onto Kino. So the front line is in position for Beyond Gaming. And Quiet, that's not a worthwhile trade. He goes in for the support, dies instantly. And you can see on the back line right here, unfortunately for Blaze, he needs some support. He needs someone to stand in front of him for that distort. And I think this is kind of the tipping point. You do have Beyond Gaming with the tank items that I was calling out for, and that just makes the job of Faith and Taco that much harder to find any meaningful damage into the back line. And I also love this item build from Wako. He's building full defensive right here. He does have the Bloodthirster, so even if he gets tagged early on, he can just heal up throughout the team fight.
Yeah, when 3 people are trying to dive into the back line, it makes a lot of sense. Unfortunately for Blaze, yeah, the entire team just kind of left him out to dry. Kralix as well. Quite even, when he went in for the kill, he ran right through the barrel and actually tanked it. So, honestly, it does feel like they're getting some blinders on and trying to make these plays. And even though they are not very behind in the gold game, they are losing out on some of these fights. And have to keep in mind, as Beyond Gaming continue to control this Dragon Pit, the more and more Infernals they get, the fights are going to look a little bit better for them. Taco was looking for Kino. They do manage to find a Shock Blast tag, and Faith is there around the side. The Charm does land. Grey Health not going to get popped. So they get 1. Can they take down 2? The Moonlight Vigil comes in for Wako, and here's the counter collapse. Minji around the side looking for Blaze. Does manage to get the Resurrect off thanks to the Zillion, but Taco will not be so lucky. And after the stasis ends, they're just going to start picking them apart. Blaze trying to take a few down with them. And they're not going to give him the opportunity. Tagged down on the Sonic Wave.
Oh, that was such a cool play from Impunity. They get the chase down onto Kino once more, but the damage from Wako holding the ramp there with the Severin just burns Impunity to a crisp. And then Liang's angle of attack was beautiful. Cuts a lot of these targets off. Can Faith and Quiet find something here?
They'd be looking for a pick at this point. Without Taco, the contest seems like it's not happening. So, Minji getting the back and teleport through here. Well, Quiet's going to look to chase Wako down, but maybe not full commit to it. That's going to be the end of that. Beyond Gaming, get out with the Baron.
Oh, that was a great start for Impunity, but I think they overchased when it came to the ramp and onto Wako. Getting that first kill onto Kino was quite good because, hey, you're going to get the vision advantage after this one, but I really think they overchased on this move. It gives Wako such a good chance. 4-man Severin across the entire team, and Impunity are just caught between a rock and a hard place. They have to walk through Liang. There's no chance of them actually doing that, and they're going to lose Baron for that. Good start off, but a bit of an overchase.
Does seem like that keeps happening for Impunity. They get a good opener, but they just don't have a good follow through because they go a little too far forward. The double bomb does manage to land Liang. Chipped down to half health here. Pretty critical fight around the Dragon at this point, but you're doing it into a Baroned up team, and Kralix is tanking a little too much damage. Dragon's going to be out of the pit here. Taco waiting in the wings. Can they pull off the fight or the steal? Actually just going to try to muscle him out, but it's down to the 50-50 here, and you got to be careful! Into the Featherstorm they go! And this one is up for anybody here as instantly going in. Faith does get rooted down. That is going to be the smite down for Taco on that Dragon, but will they survive the ensuing fight? And they're just getting bursted out. Oh dear, even with the chrono shift, Faith is going to be forced to flash away. Taco heading for the hills, trying to dodge it out, but taken down in the end anyways. Quiet and Kralix going to run face first into Kino, and the teleport of Liang. They may have taken the Dragon, but they lose 4 for it, Clement.
It does look like Beyond Gaming are just going to march forward and end the game right here. Faith still 32 seconds. Wako packs a lot of damage, and throughout that entire team fight, I have to commend Kino. He somehow was able to get both carries with the Abyssal Dive. That's a massive circle in the middle of River, but he still finds it anyway, and that just cuts off all escape for Impunity. Blaze will come back with the flash, but can he actually defend against this one? Looks like Beyond Gaming aren't going to push their luck, or maybe they will.
And they still got the Baron empowered minions. They should be able to clear out that last tower. They did get Blaze actually knocked in, but couldn't quite get the deletion off him. Husha is going to get the kick onto Kralix. Meanwhile, the Nexus is Bear. Kino, Wako are looking for the end here. They've got it in the end. 28.5, a messier game for sure. But Beyond Gaming clean it up all the same.